Phase Zero Season 4, Episode 2 starts right now. This is the 2024 Marvel Hype Rankings show. It's like an MCU Hype Rankings, but like a lot of it isn't MCU technically, unless it's all MCU, like Daredevil and the Defenders is now. More on that in a moment. I'm Brandon Davis, joined today by Jenna Anderson.
Hey, everybody.
We got Aaron Perrine.
Ooh, what a week.
And we got Jamie Durack.
Good morning.
And Aaron, you say what a week. It does feel like it should be Friday by now.
It sure should.
Woo-wee.
Jim, make it Friday.
3-day work week. Woo. Real quick, before we get into the hype rankings, we have some news to run through. There are 9 Marvel titles to rank. I know there's only one Marvel Studios movie, but there's still 9 movies and shows we're going to be ranking. This will include animation and Sony. But some news first. We have our Echo bonus episode. If you're watching today and you're like, why aren't they talking about Echo? It's out now. Well, it's because we wanted to give everybody a chance to watch it. There are 5 episodes. It's a binge. You got to get through it. So at 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight, it's a double feature on Phase Zero. We're coming right back. It's going to be live. The Echo episode will be broadcast on youtube.com/c/Phase Zero and on all major podcast platforms right after we're done. We will have our reactions and this discussion and everything about Echo. Then on Friday, we have a spotlight episode with Haley Atwell coming at you, which I promise you're not going to want to miss. You really want to listen to this one. It's a fun one. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you're going to take out of the Haley Atwell interview. I did that one with Haley over Zoom yesterday. She is a delight. I love her very much. She's fantastic. And I can't wait for you to hear it because we talked about What If Season 2, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, frustrations, and good parts. And a little bit of Tomb Raider too. So why not listen? I think you should. Go give the Phase Zero YouTube channel a subscribe if you don't want to miss that, or just continue subscribing on the major podcast platforms. And it's a great time to be a Phase Zero listener. It's a great time to be a Phase Zero host. How's everybody feeling today?
Good. Nervous about these hype rankings, but very hyped.
Yeah. As nervous as a Sony executive when Aaron predicts a leak on a Chinese takeout box.
Oh, God.
I got to be the one to break the news to Aaron yesterday, and it was an absolute delight. It was purely delightful.
So for full context here, Aaron, the Prophet Perrine, predicted that something about Madam Web would leak on a Chinese takeout box, and man, was he close. With such an obscure prediction, I will say you hit the nail on the head because this new incredible ad for cranberry juice has taken the internet by storm. Madam Web, the first look at Dakota Johnson in the Madam Web costume, has been revealed in the form of an Ocean Spray bottle. And honestly, the costume doesn't look that bad. I don't know if we have the picture of it, but we've all seen it.
Can we even have the picture?
That's the question. Everybody tweeted it by now, so it's out there.
That's fair. I love this so much. I just, as someone, again, who is on Madam Web Island and is just rooting for this movie and all of the weirdness that it entails, the fact that I can say that this was leaked on a bottle of cranberry juice is kind of perfect. The hooting and hollering in our work Slack when this first came up, because people thought other people were having a stroke saying the phrase Madam Web cranberry juice suit reveal. I actually love it. I think it looks really great. Someone did point out that it looks like you took the silk costume and just colored it red, so now I can't unsee that. But I think it looks really, really good for the context of the movie, so I'm excited. I don't know.
If any movie can cure your UTI, it's going to be Madam Web.
Help you pass a drug test. Wow, the kids are like, what cranberry juice? Doing what? We're sorry to all the parents who listen with their kids. We love you though. We love you. I do get a lot of messages from parents who are like, I listen with my son every day. To you, we're sorry. But
kids get UTIs too.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like on the internet I have to be sorry for everything. Everybody's mad about everything. I just feel like anything about everything is always going to be something, right? Aaron, what do you think of the suit?
I think it actually is pretty good. Me and Jenna, we're just over here on our island, just waiting, hoping one day that some other people will join us. But I am very delighted when people tweet and say, "Oh, something like Hornet said that this was going to happen" or whatever. I was like, "Wow, what?" Like, y'all really listening to us. That is crazy. But then, of course, Sony also leaned into it like late last night too and just said, here's everybody in their costumes in nice crispy 4K. And I was like, see, ocean spray, random leaker from some other country. I can't tell what that language is. Y'all did a real positive good. Y'all did a real positive good.
Cranberry juice just has a way of going viral. I missed those. I haven't seen those images, but I came home yesterday late and I put the lights on this Avengers Tower, which is now one of my set pieces. But I was doing a FYC panel for the creator, and I promise there's relevance to this story, which was awesome. Thank you for having me, Disney and Gareth Edwards. I love that movie, and it was honestly an incredible opportunity to moderate that panel. But so afterwards, the room was filled with some pretty important people, which I didn't really realize until after the moderating, which probably is for the best. But so I met some. I'm not going to say who. Met some important people. Some people who work on movie trailers as well, like oversee all of that stuff, marketing, all that. And so I'm having this conversation about movie trailers. What movies are you excited for 2024? And I think they're genuinely, because they know I'm with comic book, they know I'm kind of having these conversations with people all the time. They're like, what does this guy think? What's he gonna, be saying throughout the new year? What does he think of the trailers that are coming out? How can we, I could tell it was like a their wanted feedback situation. So like, yeah, we worked on this, we worked on that, But other than that, what kind of stuff are you excited for? What trailers have made an impact? And I was like, I wanted to sound like smart. Oh, I don't want to just say Deadpool. So I was like, oh, Dune looks good. They're like, oh, we worked on Dune. I was like, oh, cool. And I was thinking in my head, like, what other movies are there? So I was like, what trailer really made an impact was Madam Web. And I think that's a rare instance where a trailer made me less excited. And they go, oh, we worked on that one too.
No.
Ah! And I felt.
They asked.
I just felt my face probably turned redder than an Iron Man suit, and I was like, "Oh boy!" And I was like, "But at least it's a meme now." And they're like, "Oh, we know." But they're aware. They're definitely like it was a good conversation. It certainly wasn't as awkward as I thought it was about to be in that moment. But that was a thing that happened to me. And
I was gonna say I would have thanked them for bringing that meme out into the world if I was in that situation.
Yeah, I was like, I should shut up sometimes.
They asked your opinions. Like, I don't know. I guess it is like it was probably LA, right? There's a lot of blowing smoke. I guess a lot of
Well, that's actually something Gareth Edwards has talked about because I listened to so many interviews of his before I moderated this thing, and he said that when he walks out of a screening or he sees people walk out of a screening or he's doing a junk and everything, and people are like, "Oh, I love the movie," or whatever. He's always like, "I cut that in half because." They're never gonna just tell you the truth if they didn't like it. And I was like, well, yeah, that's fair. People who are in LA and at the event for the movie, it's gonna be a little different. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, that sucks, Zack Snyder. But then they, whatever. Nobody's gonna say that to him or anybody or Gareth Edwards or whoever made the movie. But yeah. So all right. Anyway. So was there any more news today? What did you? There was something we just talked about. So we'll talk about that. Oh, Daredevil and all them are on the MCU timeline. That's cool. Jamie's still not satisfied.
Well, what's funny? Well, the whole Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing is what it is. But I finally started back on the Defenderverse. I am halfway through Daredevil season 2. I'm finally doing it. And now I'm like, oh, God, I guess I got to also watch Iron Fist, huh? So all this news. But I was ready for this news. I've been preparing for this news. So I'm in it. But what can we do about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I can't be exhausted all day, every day, you guys. Like, it is what it is.
You've gone through all the stages of grief with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Exactly.
At this point.
It's fine. The show exists, and it has 7 seasons, and I love it. What more can I ask for?
I just, we'll talk about this more in our Echo episode, but I just feel very happy for the Daredevil fans because, the past 12 hours have been a lot of things that they were waiting a very, very long time for. So I'm very happy for them.
I do wonder if this means, Finn Jones, Mike Coulter are coming back as well. Because they're the two we haven't really heard much about. Mike Coulter has cast doubt on if he's going to play Luke Cage again. And Finn Jones is the one that everybody seems the most okay with if they don't come back as their Netflix character. But, all the shows are in there now. The MCU is no longer a perfect 3,000 minutes in the Infinity Saga. But whatever. I think it's cool. Enough of us already watched these shows anyway, I think, that it's like, whatever, why would we not? So it's cool. I support Aaron. You got any thoughts on this?
In before my man rides in on a ship during Born Again. One day he's just gonna ride. He's gonna ride in. I don't know. Poor Finn, because there's a very, very small population of people who actually want him to come back. But I'm like, maybe it'll be different this time. Who knows? I just like to say, could the Daredevil fans put their angst towards something else in our world that needs addressing too? Because apparently, you guys work really fast and really efficiently. As far as like, maybe we can have like high speed rail, like if they all put their heads together, you know. I don't know. Poor Adam.
Oh man, my trip from Nashville to LA would be so much quicker if all the Daredevil fans just wanted it. You know,
they just want it hard enough, want it badly enough.
Wow, now you make a good point. All right, we're gonna take 1 minute break, and then it's time for our 2024 Marvel Hype Rankings, which that's always chaos. So stay tuned, subscribe. We'll see you in a moment. Let the games begin. It's time for some 2024 Marvel Hype Rankings. In no particular order, there are 9 titles to rank this year. And we'll see at the end of the year, because I'm pretty sure most of these, if not all, are actually going to come out this year, unlike last year's Hype Rankings. A couple of these are from last year's. There's a couple from last year's that aren't even on this year's because they're not coming until next year. So our titles in no particular order off the top of my head, and I might forget a couple, which might reveal where they rank. But if I do, let me know. We've got Deadpool 3, Echo, Agatha Darkhold Diaries, Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter, Venom 3, Spider-Man, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Eyes of Wakanda, and X-Men 97. That's all of them, yes?
Yeah, Kraven I counted on my fingers while you said them.
Look at that. So there we go. Madam Web sweep. We could just say that now. It's all going to be. We submitted our rankings before we finished watching Echo, just for the record. Our Echo show is tonight. So subscribe and, don't miss that. But I had seen the first 3 episodes of Echo because I had to before I submitted these rankings. But I tried not to let that impact my my ranking here. And so
I purposely haven't seen the finale yet because I wanted to be even more free for our hype ranking. So I haven't even finished Echo yet. I just want to put that out there.
I couldn't wait. Last night I was like, I got to watch this. I got to see this. And the credit scene and everything, I don't want to have it spoiled, Good for you if you've made it, though. It's impressive, to be honest. I'm on my phone too much to not have it spoiled.
I had to stop. Twitter, I'm a no-go on Twitter until I watch it. So... but we'll see how it happens when work starts. I didn't consider my job, actually.
Oh, no.
So that may have been a mistake.
Whenever something like this drops, and I feel like Kylo Ren, where it's like if I don't watch it right away or I haven't watched it already for work, it's like I know what I have to do. I just don't know if I have the strength to do it. And that is just put the phone down. But addicted to social media for better and mostly worse. All right, 2024 Marvel Hype Rankings. Let the shames begin. And let's see. We have a whole graphic here. Let's see what order we're going in. I think we're doing this. It's one at a time, right?
Me, UBD, Jamie, Jenna.
Okay. All right. So Aaron, you're going first.
Yes.
Your 9th most anticipated title of the year from Marvel.
Oh boy. All my vegetarians, I'm sorry. Kraven the Hunter is at 9th. Just because, I guess for how BD feels about the Madam Web trailer, I feel about this, where I'm just like, God bless Russell Crowe and his many accents. Like, God bless Aaron Taylor Johnson in general. Anna DeVos is a treasure. She's very nice to Jamie, which gives you points in my book. But I also am like, does anyone know what this is going to be like? Does anyone feel very strongly about Kraven the Hunter? So it's at 9.
The only person I know who feels strongly is Nick Valdez, a friend of the show, who is very invested in Rhino. Like, the amount of times he has joked that he wants to find out why they call him the Rhino. It's one of my favorite things ever.
All right, my number 9. I'll say this. The cranberry juice got me more excited for it, but the trailer did not. Madam Web. I'm pretty sure that's what I have at number 9. I got to pull up my rankings because I'm freestyling it here.
There you go.
But yeah, no, I have Madam Web in last place. Just that trailer didn't look good. That's really it. I just think the trailer made the movie look lower budget than most of these movies even usually are. I know. Maybe it's supposed to do that. We'll see. I think there's a good chance I'm wrong on this one. I think there's a good chance this doesn't end up at the end of my favorite rankings at the end of the year. But for now, I don't know. I say that. I don't know. We'll see. I'll discuss later. There's stuff on here that also might be just too high. I don't know. Who am I?
I mean, BD, this is hype rankings. We're not ranking if they're good or not. This is just
Well,
our
I know,
personal
but then
excitement.
I think about this and I'm like, well, I know I'm not a big animation person, and Spider-Man is like far enough up the list where I'm like, I'll explain why. But then I'm like, you know what? Chances are, probably if I could press play on one right now, it probably would be Madam Web over like some of the animated stuff. But this is kind of I don't know. That's not high. I think too much, man. I'm in my own head.
All right.
It's a web up there.
Oh,
I
goodness
know.
gracious.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm with Aaron on this one. Craven is my bottom pick as well. When I think of Craven, I'm like an empty husk of a person. I have no feelings, no thoughts. Like, yes, Ariana was lovely to me, and that I'm excited to like see her perform, but otherwise, like, I just do not care about this movie in any way, shape, or form, other than Russell Crowe is connecting comic book father roles like Infinity Stones, and that's funny to me. But otherwise, nah.
I was so looking forward to a Craven sweep, and BD had to ruin it. I'm so sad right now. My number 9 is also Craven. I echo everything that Aaron and Jamie have said. I think this movie has the potential to be Morbius levels of campy and potentially entertaining, but based off of that first trailer, I don't know. The fact that it's rated R piques my interest, but we'll just have to see. I also think the fact that it got delayed over a year doesn't really help either.
It doesn't. All right, we're in the top 8. Aaron. MySpace, baby. We're in the MySpace era here.
I am. We really are. Venom 3. So I'm not a huge Venom person. So that's probably part of this. You know, if there's a way we gonna have to be. There's not that many movies. I'm gonna have to get right with our goopy Lord and Savior here, because I don't know what we're gonna do. There's gonna be a lot of us tap dancing. Tom Hardy's amazing in these, of course, but also like it's grown even more incomprehensible. And it's so funny to me these are so successful when everybody who was a comics fan in the 90s complained about all the symbiote stuff, and that's all these things are now. It's just like, here's Shriek, and here's like other things named after the 7 deadly sins. And I'm just like, why? But why though? I mean, I guess Tom Hardy, God bless. So yeah, it's at 8.
My 8 is Craven. I got one up from the rest of you guys. Great. I mean, maybe it's above Madam Web because I feel like it's R-rated, and y'all know I like the adult-oriented stuff. They're kind of in the same place, though. I'm not. I want them both to be good. I think at least one of these movies will be good. Like
That's
good.
Really optimistic of you, Brandon.
I'm trying. I try to keep it pop. I'm trying, guys. I just want to enjoy stuff. Yeah, Craven number
Don't
8.
We all?
It's fine. Whatever. The trailer looks decent. It got pushed back. It's hard to care, but I do, and I don't, and I will, but I won't, and I do. So it's number 8.
I think I'm gonna really shake things up with my number 8. I think I'm gonna surprise some people. My number 8 is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Wow.
Yeah. The thing is, you guys, there's like 84 Spider-Man cartoon shows, and so far, I don't know enough about this to care what makes this unique. What is this makes it different? I don't know enough. It's just we're confused about when it takes place based on the freshman year thing. When it was that, I don't have enough energy to be like excited about this one yet. When the year ends, I'm hoping I'm wrong. Like, I'm still gonna watch it, of course, but I'm not necessarily hyped for it.
I respect that. I have to say before I get into my number 8, I feel like 8 and above are all things that I'm legitimately excited for. Like, I feel like this year, the roster of projects that we have is so weird and interesting that it's like, I'm genuinely excited for everything that'll be good. But
that's more of a less of a compliment to your top 8, and more of an insult to Craven.
Because like people were here for our rankings last year. People saw that we all put Craven at the bottom last year. I'm surprised that BD changed a little bit, but I completely understand it. But so my point is, like, everything from this point onward that I'm talking about, I'm legitimately excited for. It's just all on different levels. I did not have the pleasure of getting to see a special look at this ahead of time, so I have no idea what it's going to be like. So my number 8 is Eyes of Wakanda. I am very excited for this. I think this has so much potential. I think it can be really, really cool. It's just I know nothing about it. I don't know when it's coming out, what format it's going to be in, what it looks like. So it's kind of a little bit lower for me.
All right.
Everyone's speechless.
Listen,
No, I mean fair.
agree.
Like, you know.
Yeah, I think it's yeah. Aaron, what you got number 7?
Okay, so we've got Madam Web. I am excited. Although I will say, if you're gonna do this whole thing where it feels like it's a DVD from 2006, please lean all the way into it. When me and Jenna heard the synopsis for this film and that it was gonna be in the 2000s, and then there was the set photos with like freaking Crazy in Love and Nokia phones and crap in the background, you know how hard a Y2K throwback version of that universe would have went. But I'm happy with Spiders in the Amazon, and I'm happy for all my ladies in comic actor costumes. So it's at 7.
One thing about Madam Web, I meant to say this earlier. I don't know if I actually said it, but seeing the ocean spray bottle, which we're just going to keep talking about, honestly, seeing that it's a real suit, I appreciate that. I do appreciate the fact that there are going to be real practical suits worn in that film, and I think that that's going to go a pretty long way for me. I love a good live action thing, which is why my number 7 is Eyes of Wakanda. Like I said, I don't know the animation on this one looks fantastic, but animation, I'm much more of a live action fan than an animation fan overall. But I still think I'm going to enjoy this one. It's got incredible people attached. It hopefully has some good characters involved. We've raved about the animation style, and other than that, I just don't like. Is this an MCU adjacent story? Is this there's so much we don't know, and I think as we know it, it'll become more exciting. Right now, I'm not crazy hyped for it.
Oh, it's me again. Number 7 for me is Madam Web. And let's just talk about how this isn't my last. This isn't bottom. I think we should because I had the opposite effect the trailer did for me from Brandon. The trailer made me be like, okay, I kind of want to see this movie. And we've talked about this before, and I don't want to get into it too much, but this has a lot stacked against it when it comes to my personal feelings. So it really does. So the fact that it made it to number 7 because of how I really want this movie to feel like a 2005 movie, and I think it has the potential to do so. And so I am more excited for it than Craven.
Will we get an Evanescence song?
Yeah, we can only dream. I feel so vindicated by Jamie and Aaron. I am so because Madam Web is also my number 7. I know there were probably some people in the audience who were expecting it to be in like my top 3, which I could have done. I could have been bold enough to do that, and I probably would have gotten like tomatoes thrown at me. I am still genuinely excited for this movie. As Aaron and Jamie said, I think it has the potential to be really weird, really zany, and just very much a byproduct of the 2000s in this very weird way. And I love the cast. And so I am very, very excited for this movie, but it's also, we know the most about it. I kind of feel like I know what to expect to an extent, whereas like everything else that's higher has a lot of potential at this point. But again, we're all on Madam Web Island, Aaron and I am very excited for this.
Just feels like a gamble, guys. I gambled with Morbius, and you know what happened? I lost my whole house. Whole house. All right, number 6, Aaron, what you got?
Oh man, I don't want BD to be homeless. I got X-Men 97 because while I am excited, and this is funny, we're out of like the Sony parts of this, so everything I am really looking forward to, it shows you how much I'm really looking forward to the rest of it. Like, God bless, man. I've had that Beyonce song, the lead single off of Crazy in Love, playing the entire time my co-hosts were talking, because we were talking about 2003. That's the level of attention we're paying Madam Web, unfortunately. But exciting for all the fans who wanted this to be a continuation. Maybe the Daredevil fans can help the Spider-Man the Animated Series fans get what they want at some point. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. But yeah, it's at 6.
All right.
What?
I'm so worried.
I had more to say about Madam Web. For being 9th, I have so much to say about it. But I think excitement that's building from Madam Web is just strictly curiosity.
Mhm.
Man, I hope that movie is fantastic and it shoots up to number 1 in my rankings of the year. My number 6, and I think it's probably going to land right about here at the end of the year, is Venom 3. That logo reveal has me over the moon excited. Just kidding. Yeah, they made that thing in paint 20 minutes before the presentation, and it looks fine. Whatever. It's just a logo. But overall, I don't think the first Venom 2 movies are exactly masterpieces, especially the second one. But I do think they're fun. I have a little bit of faith that with some of the changes they're making, new director, it's kind of Marcel, right, is the director who wrote the first 2 movies. Not giving me a ton of faith because I don't really love the first 2 movies, but I think Tom Hardy is so invested in Venom that at least I will have fun with it, and I hope it's good. And who knows, maybe there'll be a little Spider-Man tie after that whole credit scene, which may mean something, may not. But I have a feeling this one's going to land right about here, and I don't know why. I'm optimistic. Maybe it's the best of the 3. I really have no reason to back that up, though. I don't, other than hope and a prayer.
Number 3, normally not the most notorious best of a trilogy, but you never know. I also have Venom 3 here at number 6. Honestly, I'm not excited for this movie at all, but I love the first one. I thought the second one was really bad, so we're kind of balancing out to it is only this high on the list because I'm excited to see Tom Hardy do his thing again. Like even at its worst, we get to watch Tom Hardy do Venom, and that is always like a delight. He loves doing it. I love watching him do it. So even if the movie's bad, at least I get to see that.
It's true.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, look at me and Jamie being optimists here.
Okay.
I mean, we did our best.
That's all you can do. I am so sorry, Jamie. Again, everything from this point on, I am extremely, extremely excited for. But Agatha had to fall somewhere, and so it fell number 6 because it's the furthest away. We don't know as much about it beyond the little special feature in the WandaVision Blu-ray that I thought like illegally got leaked somewhere and kind of panicked when I saw it on Twitter. But I think that this cast is incredible. It's one of the best casts that Marvel has ever assembled for anything, and I think that it could be a lot of fun. It's just it had to fall somewhere on my list.
Jenna hates Jamie.
I do not.
Confirmed. Yeah. Yeah.
Not confirmed at all.
What a weird like way Jenna like purposely like, I know how to really get Jamie today. Like if she hated me, it'd be 9.
I know, which I could not do that to Patti LuPone and Aubrey Plaza. Even for the bit, I could not do that.
You really want to rile up Jamie, just like go play Monopoly at her house and bring some like extra hundreds in your pocket and just keep having money.
I will not play Monopoly. That is not ever happening. So don't you worry.
What is going on? When did this happen?
No, well, I just imagine Jamie, because I've seen Jamie's competitive side in the drafts. I imagine a game of Monopoly, like fangs come out.
I don't mess with Monopoly. No, I don't mess with Monopoly.
All right. Number 5, last pick on this slide here. We'll take one more break and get into the top 4, but we still got our the top 5. Aaron, what you got?
All right. Oh man, I'm just imagining Jamie with like a leather jacket on, be like, I don't do that anymore.
I'm imagining Jamie in competitive mode with a leather jacket, more like Negan.
Oh yeah, she got a baseball bat. Yeah. Oh my god!
I was just picturing like the visor that you wear at like gambling tables, like you're just ready to go.
You think you're gonna buy Boardwalk and Park Place? I will shut that shit down.
That was really good.
That was really good.
That was really good.
Finally, a good one. We found it.
It's 4 years in.
Yo, what? Jeffrey D. Morgan, watch out. Speaking of people in motorcycles and leather, I have Echo at 5. Wow. Like BD, I've seen the first 3 episodes, so it really kind of tilted what it was going on here, because I'm like, should I do this higher? But like, we'll talk about that later tonight. Come on back later tonight. We'll talk about Echo. Delighted for Laco Cox, delighted for Sidney Freeland. The fans that this was made for are elated, and I feel like that's really all that matters. Like, who cares? The rest of the response around this, runtime for certain characters, other weird stuff, none of that matters. So, shout out to Echo.
Shout out to Echo. Shout out to Spider-Man. My number 5, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Like Jamie said, a lot of questions around this one, ever since they made it a multiverse spin-off of his freshman year, and then I don't know, seemingly are not. But it does, as far as we know, have Charlie Cox in it as Daredevil and some other characters like Doctor Strange showing up. So for the kind of fun MCU adjacent stuff, I think I'll enjoy this one, and just Spider-Man and the completely filled out roster of Spider-Man characters that we're going to see. I feel like this could be sort of like an X-Men animated series equivalent for Spider-Man. Granted, there are so many Spider-Man animated shows, and most of them I have not watched. So maybe the one's already done that, and I should acknowledge it. I'm sorry if I am not, but I just want to be fun. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm real curious to see how they release the animated shows, whether it's daily, weekly, binge, whatever. I'm curious. I think that's going to impact my opinion of these shows too. But yeah, number 5, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
For me, my number 5 is Eyes of Wakanda. The animation looks so beautiful, but I don't know what the tone of the show is going to be, or anything beyond that. So it only made it this high because we got to see a little glimpse at the What If event and see how beautiful that animation looks. But beyond that, it wasn't going to crack my top 4 because I don't know enough about it for it to crack my top 4.
I'm in the same boat as Aaron. My number 5 is also Echo. I had also seen the first 3 episodes before submitting these rankings, so it was kind of the thing of, where does this fit? Does this count? Is this, I don't know, but I think that it's a beautiful show. I cannot wait to talk about it tonight, and I think that it is such an interesting thing for Marvel to be able to put out and do it in the way that they're doing with the Marvel Spotlight and everything. But I feel like we kind of went in knowing what impact it would have going forward, and so that kind of had it at around the middle for me, because I knew some other things have the potential to be even wilder.
There we go. Echo. There's no bottom. When it's number 5, it's not in the bottom or the top. It's kind of in both halves for Aaron and Jenna, because we have 9 titles this year. So we are through our 9 through 5. Aaron has Madam Web number 9. Or no, sorry, I can't see. It's covered. What is number 9? Craven. My goodness. Craven the Hunter number 9. Venom 3. Madam Web, X-Men 97, and Echo. I have Madam Web, Craven, Eyes of Wakanda, Venom 3, and then Spider-Man. Jamie has Craven, Spider-Man, Madam Web, Venom 3, and then Spider-Man or Eyes of Wakanda in the number 5. I can't really see it, so my goodness. And then Jenna has Craven. I don't have to see it. I know it. I know that movie. Eyes of Wakanda in 8th, Madam Web 7, Agatha Darkhold Diaries 6, and Echo number 5. Only one Agatha Darkhold Diaries on the bottom half here. Any other solo bottom halfers? Or we all pretty much have the same. X-Men 97. Aaron, the only one with X-Men 97 in the bottom half.
Agatha.
Yeah.
Jenna's the only one with Agatha.
Darkhold Diaries, and then 2 Echoes. Other than that, it's a lot of Sony, and then some Eyes of Wakanda and Spider-Man. Aaron has Eyes of Wakanda to come in the top 4. Anyway, we'll get to that. We got Deadpool 3, some more Echo, some more Agatha, some more of this, some more of that. After this break, during which you're going to spend subscribing to our show and leaving a 5-star review. See you in a moment. Welcome back to Phase Zero, Season 4, Episode 2. It's weird to me. Saying Season 4 is always going to be weird. We've been at this for a minute. 4 years, really, however many minutes that translates to. We are doing our 2024 Hype Rankings episode. We're in the top 4, the Fantastic Four, because you have to say that on a Marvel show. You're obligated. And Aaron's has been revealed.
Yeah. I got Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I am absolutely one of the people who has watched all those animated versions of Spider-Man, maybe even a couple times through for most of them. I know Spectacular Hive. I know that's what y'all really want. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. God bless, but it'll be interesting. I know some of the people who worked on this thing. It worked very hard. It adapts personal Aaron favorites like Identity Crisis. And the thing with animated Spider-Man that's so nice is that they will let you do stuff that there's no way in the world they'll let you do in live action. And that's really the draw of like the 90s Spider-Man series, Spectacular, heck, even Ultimate, even though people hate that show. God bless. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they got. Best young Peter Parker Spider-Man suit design in recorded history. And that's a great place to start.
There you go.
Also,
I don't-
everybody keeps saying they love your tower, BD. I
Yes.
think we should
Thank
mention
you. I hold it when I sleep,
it.
and then I wake up and put it back together because it breaks on a daily basis.
I was just about to say, I don't think it can survive.
But that's what life is, yeah. Just putting it all back together. Number 4, Agatha Darkhold Diaries. I am quite excited for this. I hope it recaptures the excitement and fun of WandaVision for those who still participate. I think it's going to be pretty damn cool. It's one of those. I think it's one of the last of the shows that, if Marvel wasn't greenlighting every single thing, every character that had a name for their own series a couple years ago, like I don't think it would happen now. So I think we should appreciate this one and the fact that it exists. I don't think we're going to get spinoffs like this nearly as often anymore. So I hope it's good. I hope it gets a great reception, and so then spinoffs can keep happening just at a good pace to the point where people do keep up with them and enjoy them and they get to feel like events. But yeah, I think Agatha's going to be a pretty fun show. It's got a great cast, but I'll let Jamie talk about that when she gets to her number 1 pick. And yeah,
Who knows?
who knows? Who knows?
We'll have to find out. But my 4th pick is Echo. When I submitted this, I'd only seen the first episode. I have yet to see the finale because I still wanted to come into these hype rankings still excited to finish it, and I am. The thing about Echo, it is, a little weird because it is out now, but it was really important to me that we did this hype rankings today because I really wanted us to include Echo because there are only 3 live action MCU stuff happening this year, and we don't want Echo happening in January. We don't want it to get lost in the yearly shuffle. It's cool that just the representation of this show, of the Choctaw Nation, of deaf representation, is all really cool. And also, I just want to shout out that trailer. The trailer was awesome, and I think that we all got more hyped for this show when we saw that trailer. So it definitely earned its spot here in number 4.
All right, Jenna.
My number 4, this is probably going to surprise some people. It is Venom 3. I know I'm the staunchest Venom defender on this show. I still think that this is the modern day superhero equivalent of the Ernest franchise. I want to watch Venom Goes to Camp, Venom Goes to Space, as many of these as humanly possible. But Tom Hardy teasing that this is the last one, I'm very curious to see, A, if that is true, and B, then what gonzo stuff he and Kelly Marcel have planned. I think that we know next to nothing about this movie, and that somehow really excites me even more, because if it has the energy of the lobster tank scene in Venom 1 for 2 hours, then I know I'm going to be thoroughly entertained. So
I hope Venom's good. There is one movie on this that I could just give it 4 extra points out of 10 scale, just in quality. I would give it to Venom because that's the one I mean, Deadpool 3 I don't think is going to need it. So Venom 3 is the one I really want to be good. And Madam Web, but I appreciate your faith, Jenna. Top 3, here we go.
What other franchise can you say the words "the lobster tank scene"? It recaptures the magic, and we all know what it's talking about. And that thing is so interesting. It's such an interesting thing. At 3, I have actually Deadpool 3 because I think this is going to be a very interesting moment for the MCU. We're already in the midst of one, I guess, but even more so because the reaction to yesterday's release with Echo and this movie will dictate a lot of what happens going forward. It will dictate a ton of what's going down. Because all I've heard on this show for 3 years is that we're all adults now and we need the blood and guts and we need it to be slightly more mature and everything else. And then when presented with slightly, albeit flawed interpretations of maturity, the people have not come. Y'all are on notice. July, y'all better be there. Y'all better be there. Y'all better show up. The only way you get things you want is showing up and doing them. Tom, Daria's boyfriend, said that one time. So yeah, it's a 3.
Gotta vote with your movie ticket. Vote in the box office democracy with that movie ticket. My number 3, X-Men the Animated Series, or X-Men 97. I've actually started each day now. I set my alarm a half hour earlier, and I tell myself I cannot check my phone. I cannot do anything. I cannot open my computer. I can't start tweeting. I can't start checking email. I watch one episode of X-Men the Animated Series with my coffee, and it's a very peaceful, fun way to start the day. And remember, this show I watched, avidly as a kid, but I haven't watched in 20 years. So it is really fun to go back. I'm like in the middle of season 2. They're in the Savage Lands. All this cool stuff's happening. Mr. Sinister is freaking awesome. And I'm really enjoying it. And I am quite excited for X-Men 97, maybe in a nostalgic sense, but I do think this one is going to be fun to watch. And we've seen scenes from it. We've seen clips, and we know it's kind of right around the corner. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good one.
I am so relieved that Aaron put Deadpool 3 at 3, because I also put Deadpool 3 at 3, and I was worried that people would be like, you didn't put Deadpool in your top 2? Because I know somebody in the comments was like, every Deadpool sweep #1. And I am very excited for Deadpool 3, but I'm excited because I'm excited to see Hugh Jackman. I'm excited to see who shows up. Like, I cannot wait for this movie. But when I really like strip it away of what the things I'm excited about are, I'm not the biggest fan of the first 2 Deadpool movies. I like them, but I've seen them each maybe only 3 times, and for me that's 2 or 3 times is like really low. It's not super my humor, these movies, so that's why it did not crack my top 2, but I'm very excited about it, but just not for maybe the right reasons, if that makes sense.
Jamie and Aaron hate Deadpool.
I guess I hate it too. I was about to say I'm very vindicated by the TOD because it's also in my top 3. It's still in our top 3. That's not bad at the end of the day. I agree with Jamie. I don't like Deadpool 2. I've really only watched it once. I have like a lot of problems with that movie, so I'm in no desire to rewatch it. But there are a lot of things that I'm excited about with this new one. The Hugh Jackman of it all, the cameo possibilities, the fact that I can talk about Taylor Swift on the show on a recurring basis now because of Deadpool 3 is very great. But even just beyond that, I feel like this being the only MCU movie of the year and it being kind of a chance for, as Aaron said, the franchise to get R-rated in a movie context and to get kind of self-reverential, I think has a lot of potential to be kind of this interesting turning point for where the MCU is at. So it's in my top 3. That's not bad.
Wow. One day we're gonna have Jenna talk about Deadpool 2 on this podcast, and I hope you guys got your oven mitts. Yes, that's gonna be fun.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Am I up, BD?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2, I have Eyes of Wakanda. I'm very excited. As someone who actually read a little bit of some of the Panther series, the weirdness that happens before T'Challa is always very fascinating because just like our world, they're really messy. They live for the drama. It's a lot of crazy stuff that happens. So a series where they go and reclaim vibranium artifacts, it sounds really, really interesting. And then seeing the animation really put it up here too, because I love a jet set radio future looking thing. Any of it. I'm like, oh yes, please, cell shading. Like weird impressionistic stuff. I'm all about it. So as the animation person, it's a 2.
I'd like to cite somebody in the comments here that has said it's clear that Jenna, Jamie, and Aaron are colluding against BD. And I can feel it. I can feel it too. Comment section. My number 2 is Echo. This might be a Quantumania situation in the sense of I know a lot about it, and that's why it's high on the list. I don't think it's going to be a Quantumania situation in the sense that you can't see what's going on in the movie, and it's not interesting visually, and the quality is just okay. I've seen enough of Echo now to say that's not what happened with Echo, but yeah, I thought that trailer really is what shot Echo up this list for me. And it's MCU stuff, which I'm always a fan of. If it's Marvel, I want it to be part of the MCU because I want to see the story arc and the connective tissues and all these things, these characters, and see the relationships develop and all that stuff. And that trailer also just had the grittiness, the maturity, the TVMA that I really eat up. And yeah, Echo number 2.
Nice. My number 2 is X-Men 97. I am so excited for this show. It's just unlike Brandon watching it in the morning. I've been watching it before bed every night, and it's just so good. I there's nothing else I can say about it. It is such a freaking good show, and it holds up so well. And I cannot wait to see how it's going to continue. And I know we're going to get some more characters in here that we didn't see in the old one that I'm really psyched about. And like, for me to have an animated show in my top 2 is like kind of crazy because I'm like not that big on the animated stuff, and I am so freaking excited for this show.
I would say X-Men 97, we submitted. I don't think I've even told you guys this. I haven't told Richard or anybody. Only Jim knows this. But we have submitted the most ambitious Phase Zero pitch ever so far, and it's centered around X-Men 97. And I really hope it works out, and it will. We'll talk about it after the show. But
I hope it's what I'm thinking it is. I have a guess, but we'll again.
Yeah,
we'll
you probably know, but yeah, we are all going to cameo in X-Men 97. Could you imagine, if we're like podcasters in an animated show? That'd be pretty damn cool. All right, Jenna, number 2.
My number 2 is also X-Men 97. I echo everything that BD and Jamie said about the show. I need to rewatch it because it's been a couple of years since I dove into it properly. But I think that the X-Men mythos has evolved in so many interesting ways since the original show was on. And so I'm just excited to see how they tackle that. And like Jamie said, new characters, new kind of status quos for a lot of people with that nostalgia baked in of the original series. Like I'm very excited.
I want to add, if they let any of it get gay, like the comics are, I will lose my freaking mind. I'm not holding out hope for that, but that is my biggest hope of 2024 is that X-Men 97 is a little gay.
All right, we're in our number 1. Honestly, I don't remember what y'all haven't said.
Ooh.
So I genuinely don't know what's coming. I'm shocked that Deadpool 3 is not more people's number 1. Aaron.
Me and Jamie have been on this island for a long time, so it's only right that Agatha's up here. I was so crushed last year when it did not have. I was like, oh no, I'm so sad. Catherine Hahn, we failed you. We're on that Dexter meme where he has his hand against the thing, against his locker, like I failed you. Oh. So I'm so excited for more Agatha. WandaVision was really, very fun. Jack Schaefer just crushing it. I have full confidence in the creative team. That cast is real nice. And just, is it Aubrey Plaza in this too? Like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm so excited. I don't even like Halloween, and I'm excited.
Aaron's a holiday hater.
Yeah, is there a holiday that you do like?
I would goof at you and say like Arbor Day or nothing, but I can't actually say it with my chest. We'll talk about outro. I will have to go through holiday by holiday. These people did not come here to hear me talk about holiday rankings. Maybe we'll do that, BD.
Holiday rankings bonus episode. Holiday season 2024. All right, my number 1 to me felt like the only right answer, which is Deadpool 3. This is the only Marvel Studios film this year. It's got so many things that are wish fulfillment. Hopefully it has a really good story. I've heard little whispers of what the story might be. It sounds like a lot of fun. I am a fan of both of the first 2 Deadpool movies, especially the first one. But that one image alone stirred up the fandom in a way that nothing has since Spider-Man. And I think not only is this movie going to be a blast, whether it's good or not, I know it's going to be a ton of fun. But I also think it's going to be a fun moment as a Marvel fan because it's going to be one of those things we're back where everybody's talking about the same thing again. It's going to be fun time on Phase Zero. It's going to be a fun time on social. There's going to be jokes people are making, lines people are cracking after they see the movie. And Jennifer Garner's back. So that's just, you can't put anything above that. So Deadpool 3 just is easily, and this was an easy decision for me that it's my number 1 most hyped of the year.
Well, I love you, Aaron. The fact that Agatha is going to be the only show that's the only thing that's up in number 1 twice makes me so happy. Obviously, my number 1 is Agatha. It's not only my number 1 anticipated Marvel project, it's my number 1 anticipated project of the year. I'm just so excited for this show. We all know how I feel about WandaVision. We all know that, like, when they announced that Catherine Hahn was going to be in WandaVision, I lost my mind, and that's how I felt again announcing Aubrey Plaza and Patty LuPone for this show. So it's just like they just keep making this tiny little corner of the MCU just for me, and it's amazing. And unlike Aaron, I love Halloween, and it's my favorite holiday of the year. So if we're doing holiday rankings, spoiler alert. But I think everyone know Agatha was going to be my number 1. If you didn't know that, then you are brand new to Phase Zero. Welcome.
Leif Erik's is sweet. that.
All right, so my number one, I am planting a flag in the ground. I will either be very right or very wrong. This will be my Secret Invasion ranking of last year, of this year. My number one is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. As I kind of explained when we talked about the show last week, I love the concept of the show on so many levels, but beyond that, I love Hanna-Barbera animation. I love Alex Toth inspired animation. So getting that in a modern day Marvel context, I am so hyped. And with the cast of characters and the voice cast that's confirmed and just everything around it, I think this has the potential to be the My Adventures with Superman for Spider-Man of this very modern day, cool, kind of quirky reinterpretation. So it's the one that I'm the most hyped for. We'll see if that changes by the end of the year, but I'm very excited for it.
I didn't know that there was a Hanna-Barbera thing going on, and so you just got me a little more excited. Now I wish mine was a little higher, because I also love Hanna-Barbera. So thanks, Jenna.
The animation on this one that we saw in the sizzle straight up looks like it's like comic books on screen.
And that really excites me. So not having even seen it. So
it does look pretty cool. All right. Well, there's our top four. Aaron's list is what is number 4? I can't see it. Spider-Man. Number 4, Deadpool 3 number 3, Eyes of Wakanda number 2, Agatha Darkhold Diaries number 1. I've got Agatha number 4, X-Men 97, Echo number 2, Deadpool 3 number 1 most hyped. Jamie has Echo number 4, Deadpool 3, X-Men 97, and let's act surprised, Agatha Darkhold Diaries number 1. I really hope that delivers for you. I really, really hope, because I know how excited you are. And Jenna has number 4, Risking It All for Venom 3, Deadpool 3 number 3, X-Men 97 number 2, and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man at number 1. This honestly, there are a few surprises on this list, but I feel like these all make sense for us. And there's a few. I really think we're going to be surprised by some of these by the end of the year, especially the bottom half of the list. I do think there's a chance some of those surprise us. Jenna's living or dying on that Venom 3 hill, though, and I respect it.
I know I'm going to have fun. Even if it is Morbius levels of bad, I am still going to have a lot of fun. So
yeah, I think that's true. Well, yeah, so that's our hype rankings episode. Let us know who you agree with, who you love. Don't let us know any other opinions other than those. Be nice, be friendly, keep it great in the comment section. Share your rankings, top 9 in our comment section on YouTube. Send them to us on social media. We love seeing what you guys are excited for as well. Obviously, thank you so much to Phasor audience. Thanks to you all. We're doing an Echo episode tonight, bonus episode. We're going to talk all about Echo series. I don't know if we should call it season 1. It feels like this is just like a series that's all possibly. Spotlight. And then on Friday, Spotlight episode with Haley Atwell, talking about Captain Carter's journey in the MCU and a lot more. So that's going to be cool. And thank you so much for subscribing to our channel, listening to our show. Thousands of people who listen to us in podcast form and remember the things we say, to the point that when Madam Web's suit leaks on a bottle of cranberry juice, they say, yo, y'all remember when Aaron said this thing? Well, it's just like, man, we said it 33 minutes into an episode 7 weeks ago. It's crazy to me. I wish I even knew when we said that, because I would have went and found the clip and put it out there just for the sake of having fun with it. But we do an episode every week, and I don't remember when it was. But yeah, that's our show today. Thank you so much. I'm Rambling. Aaron, you got any last words for today's show?
It's at Summerlake Horner on Twitter. Go drink some cranberry juice. If you cannot wait to dig into Echo, the fine people at comicbook.com have covered a number of angles. Adam Barnhart has not slept. So please reward his hard work by going to read all of our stuff about Echo over at the site.
Jamie Jirac.
As a official doctor, I want you to know that ocean spray actually does have too much sugar in it to help a UTI. So do not drink that if you are experiencing symptoms. But you should go watch X-Men 97 if you haven't, or if it's been a long time, because you will not be disappointed. It's on Disney Plus. Go do that immediately. Thank you.
Jenna Anderson.
We've got Professor Jenna and Dr. Jamie, I guess.
I can't believe I've never addressed you as in an Agent Smith voice until I just realized, I put, wow, Anderson. Wow. It's been 4 years of saying your name every Wednesday at least. And I just made a Matrix connection.
It's okay.
Wow.
I'm sure Jenna got it a lot you
Oh,
know.
Trust me, my parents were Matrix fans, so yeah, that I've heard that joke plenty of times. It's at Hey It's Jenna Lynn on social media, and as always, go read some comics.
All right, y'all. That's our show. If you want to talk more, hit me up at Brandon Davis PD. Please subscribe to our channel on YouTube and share our show with your friends. Play it for your mom, play it for your dog. Leave us a 5-star review. We will see you tonight for more. This time, spoiler filled about Echo. See you there.